This time in the bonus round, we talk about the rise of small downloadable arcade games with the developers of Flow and RoboBlitz. But first, it's a one-on-one with David Jaffe, the man behind Calling All Cars and God of War. Does he ever worry that his reputation overshadows his work?
If I felt that me coming on shows like this and me blogging and stuff actually hurt the product, I wouldn't do it.
Which game developers are just too humble?
It's like, fuck you, man. Why do I have to be humble to you? It's like, I never come out and say I'm a great game developer.
And what does he think of those hardcore gamers who aren't giving Calling All Cars a chance?
This is the only path that's illuminated to me. It's like everything else feels like you're drowned in.
Find out as Jaffe's Unleashed next in the bonus round. Hey everybody, welcome to the bonus round. I'm Jeff Keighley, and in the bonus round we have the biggest names in the video game business talking about the issues that matter most. And tonight we've got the biggest name out there, David Jaffe, joining us for a special part of the bonus round with just you, Dave.
Awesome. It's very flattering. Thank you.
Well, it's great to have you here because you're a guy that a lot of gamers really respect, and we're going to get to talking about your new game, Calling All Cars, in a little bit. But people love your attitude and the idea that you really speak your mind, you say what you care about, and in some ways people love, I think, your attitude even more than your games, even though you're making these blockbuster games. Why do you think people care so much about what you have to say, and why do you feel more developers aren't like you? Why aren't they more outspoken?
I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of it is the fact that you have to be really, you always have to put yourself in the customer's shoes, right?
Right.
And we're all gamers, and I know what it's like to spend $60, and I think that's always, or $10 on a downloadable game, and I always put myself in the shoes of the customer, both as somebody playing the game and also somebody listening to the PR. And I think it's just that if you come from that place of like, I don't want to bullshit you, I don't want to lie to you, because it just doesn't feel good inside to me,
Right.
to sit here and tell you something that isn't true. And obviously, I mean, I work for Sony. They have been a great company to me over the years, and I certainly, I have to toe the line to an extent. I can't come out and say exactly what I'm feeling 24 hours a day.
Except at the Playboy Mansion, right?
I didn't even say anything bad there. I was just.
No, I think that you're open and honest. That's what people.
But
love,
I'm always going to be
like,
open and honest. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you.
Right.
I'm going to tell you that I have an Xbox, that I like Nintendo, that I'd love to meet Miyamoto. I mean,
right.
I'm not just like Sony. Although I love Sony, I think they have the best box out right now. I think people respond to that, and I don't know why other people don't do that. Maybe they just aren't used to it or something. I don't know. I have no clue.
I'm saying it's a sort of maturation of the industry too, and the idea that people can sort of speak their mind, and it's like you are creative people that have opinions,
Yeah.
and it's like because I think a lot of people feel they're media trained, they're here to talk about their product, that's what they do, and it's it's every game company out there.
I went to when I first started doing media, that Sony sent me to like media training,
Right.
and it was exactly that. It was exactly, here's how you stay on message,
Right.
and the whole time I was like, I'm so fucking bored. It's just like it's not that I don't want to stay on message. Certainly,
Right.
I'm here to talk about Calling All Cars. I want people to be excited about that.
Right.
But I also just like talking games. I like going on the forums and talking games.
Right.
I like talking to you about games, and so I think maybe it is the industry's maturing, and people are starting to realize that people respond to that. People want people who are honest with them.
Do you ever worry though that your personality kind of overshadows the work, or sort of backfires? People are like, oh, Jaffe's always talking out of his ass about this or that, and it's like always stating his opinions.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I would, let's put it this way. If I felt that me coming on shows like this and me blogging and stuff actually hurt the product, I wouldn't do it. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, I want the stuff I work with teams of anywhere from like 12 people to 100 people, and we're all working really hard, and we want to entertain people. And so far, this has been a positive thing in that the games that we work on, more people become aware of them, they're more interested in them. There are certainly people who don't like me and my personality.
Right. You got Jaffe haters out
there?
there?
Of course, sure. And
what do they say when they hate
They say I'm arrogant,
Right.
which is, we've talked to each other now on about 4 or 5, 6 occasions. I don't think I'm arrogant. I don't understand that. So they say I'm arrogant. A lot of people, they're like, all he ever made was God of War. And I'm like, first of all, I didn't make God of War. A whole team of people made God of War. The second thing is, I've made a lot of other games besides that, and they choose to sort of forget the fact that I've been doing this for about 14 years now.
Forget that Mickey Mania.
They forget Mickey Mania, which was a great reviewed game. Thanks very much. They forget Twisted Metal.
Anyone who's sort of a personality is polarizing. I think
Exactly.
that's part of the thing is you speak your mind. You're not willing to back down.
Yeah, I mean, I could come on, and one of the things I get a lot is you know, they like a lot of the people who hate me like a lot of the Japanese developers, and you go online and you're like, well, what do you? I don't ask them this, but it's you read into it, going, what do you like about them? It's like, oh, they're very humble. It's like, fuck you, man. Why do I have to be humble to you? Right. It's like, I never come out and say I'm a great game developer, but do I not earn the right as a human being to have a fucking opinion about something? It's like, fuck you up your ass. I can't stand that mentality that you should just be all like kowtowing and like, oh, thank you. Fuck you, man. And I think what that is it makes me wonder about them in their own personal lives. Maybe they are just, and I feel bad for them when you think about that. Maybe they're just so demoralized in their life that anybody who would actually have not even the balls, because that's embarrassing that you would have to have the balls to have an opinion, but anybody that would have an opinion, they act as if, you know, I'm stepping on their shit or something. And I'm like, dude, look, I have an opinion. I support their right to have an opinion, but that's what really, as you can tell, that really gets me really upset.